Hello, welcome back to this channel. Today we are going to be doing the part 2 of balancing chemical equations. In the previous video I did more of like introduction, basic balancing. So now we are going to balance more complex equations. But before we proceed into balancing a complex equation, I have to do correction of the assignment I gave in the first video, so you can correct yourself if you're wrong or if you made any mistake. This is the equation that was given in the previous video, so let's balance it up. We have 2 atoms of nitrogen and 2 atoms of hydrogen in the reactant side, and we have 1 atom of nitrogen and 3 atoms of hydrogen in the product side. The 2, that is nitrogen and hydrogen, are not balanced. So what do we do? So first, let's make nitrogen 2 at the product side. So since it's 1, we multiply by 2 to make it 2. So what do? We add 2 to the coefficient of, as the coefficient rather, of ammonia, that is NH3. Let's see what happens. Now we have 2 nitrogen at the product side, 2 nitrogen at the reactant side. So nitrogen is balanced. So now, is hydrogen balanced? No. Now we have, in the product side, we have 3 times 2, making 6 atoms of hydrogen, and the reactant side we have 2 atoms of hydrogen. So what do we do to 2 to make it 6? We multiply by 3, right? So when you multiply the 2 by 3, that is, we have 6 hydrogen atoms at the reactant side, which makes it balanced. So our equation is now very much balanced. So this is the final equation. This is how it looks like. This is the balanced equation, but something is missing, of course, our states of matter. We have nitrogen gas, hydrogen gas, and ammonia gas. So this is another equation. So if you notice, this particular equation has 2 reactants and 2 products. When it comes to equations like this, I like to use a method, the table method. In this method, I list out all the atoms present in the particular chemical reaction, then counts and balance. I will advise, when you're using this particular method, this table method, you use a pencil so you can erase or you strike out if you feel it won't look very rough. Then you continue replacing as you try to balance. So let's try balancing this equation. So we have carbon, hydrogen, and chlorine present in this particular reaction, as I've listed out. This is the reactant and these are the products. So what do we do here? How many carbon atoms do we have in reactant side? We have 1. We also have 1 carbon atom present at the product side. Hydrogen, we have 4 here. Hydrogen, we have 1 here. Chlorine, we have 2 here, and chlorine, we have 5. And in balancing chemical equation, for equation to be balanced, the number of atoms present in the reactant side has to be equal to the number of atoms present in the product side. Here, for now, the carbon atom is balanced, but hydrogen and chlorine are not balanced. So what do? I advise, when balancing a chemical equation, we deal with the compounds that have more atoms present in them before going to deal with those that stand alone. Like this chlorine is diatomic, but we have the same chlorine atom in that compound. But for methane, we have 2 atoms, different atoms, so we have to try balancing it first. So carbon is balanced for now. So let's go to hydrogen. We have 4 hydrogen atoms here, and we have 1 hydrogen atom. So we can only, to try to make the other hydrogen atom 4, we multiply it by 4. So let's add 4 to hydrogen chloride. So as we are doing this, we go back to adjust the numbers present in the table. So hydrogen is now balanced, but chlorine has changed. Is chlorine balanced now? We have to also, since the coefficient is affecting both hydrogen and chlorine, we have to also change the number for chlorine. So now chlorine here in the product side initially was 4, now it has become 8 plus this extra 4. So we update our table, we cancel out the 4 and write out the 8. So now how do we make this up to 8 also? We multiply the 2 by 4 to make it 8. So we add the 4 to the chlorine, the initial chlorine, and our equation is finally balanced. If you watched up to this point, kindly subscribe to this channel. You like this video if you enjoyed this, and do the assignment, which is fill up the states of each of the compound present in this chemical reaction. Thanks for watching.